All right, my boy, welcome everyone. I want to apologize for a number of things. I tried recording this with the big screen, but for some reason my phone would only record like 6 minutes of the big stuff, and then it just didn't even stop. It just disappeared. So I've been having that problem actually quite a lot recently. But in any event, I'm making this video because I feel a certain achrayus. I feel a certain responsibility. One of our very loyal viewers wrote a comment, and I want to say yes. My heart tells me I want to say yes. The Torah tells me don't make promises you can't keep, and nobody can keep any promises. That's the truth. It already says in Ecclesiastes it's better not to make a vow than to make a vow and not keep it. But then the sages go even further. The Gemara in the Dorim says it's someone who makes a vow and keeps it. It's like he built a bama, which is a prohibited personal altar. At least at this time in history. Maybe other times in history we were allowed to have a bama. It's not maybe, it was. And the fact of the matter is Noahides are allowed to build bamos. My friend Roger Grattan, we haven't seen him in a while, I should really reach out to him. He makes bamos and is makriv korbanos. He makes personal altars and brings burnt offering sacrifices as a devotion to God, just like Job did, just like Noah did. And so non-Jews can do that, Jews can't. That's the halacha. That's the law. But the musar behind it, to say that if you make a promise and you keep it, it's like you build a private altar and you offer a sacrifice on it. And Jews were not allowed to do that. That's what our sages teach us. And so for someone to ask, will you always be there for me? I don't even want to say I can try. Well, I want to say yes. My wants are, I want to say yes. But I don't even think I can say I will try. I'm just saying, we'll try to try, you know. I want to try. And it's tough. But there is one who will never abandon you, will never forsake you. And the Shir Yichud for today, for Friday, we say to God, because thy mercy and thy kindness are they not forever upon thy servant. There's something to say about that. And there's something there's a story I wanted to share. And as I was recording this video previously, I got off on tangents, as I often do. Can't promise I always will. And it seems to be, that's my mode of operations. Which Chazal did too, so I don't feel bad. But it was a synagogue that I used to be a rabbi at almost 20 years ago now. It's hard to imagine how time flies. 18 years ago, 19 years ago, something like that. Well, maybe not that long yet. Coming up to 18 years. And many years before I was the rabbi there was a very famous Ger Tzedek, Rabbi Dr. Asher Wade. Let's look inside. He's a Ger. He's a Ger Chassid from the Polish Hasidic community. And, I better check on that. And he is a Ger Tzedek. He's a true convert. He was actually a Methodist minister, and now he's a rabbi. He lives in Jerusalem, but for a little while, he was living in Richmond after his conversion. He and his wife, they moved from Germany. The whole story, it's very easy to find. Rabbi Asher Wade. And in any event, he came to the synagogue, and he was part of the synagogue in Richmond. He grew up in Virginia, not in Richmond, but that's where he moved, and he lived for a few years until he moved to Jerusalem. And Rabbi Wade, someone had asked him, this is what you converted for? Look, there's no decorum. Now this is the most pious synagogue in Richmond, maybe in the whole Virginia. But even in very pious synagogues, especially sometimes in the more pious synagogues, there's sometimes a lack of decorum. I know my Rabbi, Rabbi Moshe Weinberger, has been a warrior fighting against this, and he's actually, we see in today's day, things have gotten better in a lot of synagogues, and I blame Rabbi Weinberger a great deal for that, because his influence has really went out to the world, which is a beautiful thing. I know he doesn't like it very much, and when I told him about another Rebbe of mine who's a bit of a nister, he said, and until recently was living quite close to him, and he said he's jealous of him, that he can remain hidden. But in any event, so this fellow asked Rabbi Wade, wasn't a rabbi yet, is this what you converted for? Look, there's no decorum. People are talking in the middle of the liturgy. And his answer was, I didn't convert for people. People will always let you down. I converted for God. I converted for the truth. And so if you're and God will never abandon you. God will never forsake you. Even when it feels like He's really only holding you closer. People can't do that. Also in the Shir Yichud it says, Ein krevis k'may krevisecha. There's no closeness like thy closeness. In the one for Thursday, it has a whole. That's my favorite line in the whole Shir Yichud. And I do encourage people to try to recite the Shir Yichud for each day of the week, every day if they can. And if you have an art scroll, Yom Kippur Machzor, it's in there in English if you want the English. And in a way, that's one of the highlights of my week, every week, is when I say those words, Ein krevis k'may krevisecha. It's just something personal. Like it lists all these things, Ein kedusha secha, right? Right, there's all these different things that's listed about God, that there's no quality like these qualities that God has among anything else. And the one that just excites me so much is that there's no closeness like God's closeness. We're always looking to develop closeness with others, and we try our best, and we can, to a certain extent, become close with other people, or even with animals and with objects and with things, and develop this relationship. But when it comes to Rabbeinu Shalom, when it comes to the Master of the Universe, when it comes to the Creator, the one who gave us the Torah, the one who guided us throughout all history, it's not just like the deists who would say he set up some dominoes and let them fall on their own. He's pushing over every domino with love and care, because of God's greatness and his omnipotence. It's no extra, when I was a kid, I had these deist type of ideas. I said, well, of course God used evolution, because it's easier to set up a bunch of dominoes and have them knock each other over than to knock over each one individually. But especially learning Hasidic theology, there is no difference. And I've told this story many times, that my Rebbe, the Kalavar Rebbe Shlita, the Refuah Shlema, is told over about Rabbi of Strelisk and two people who became his Hasidim, how he first chased them away for a bit. And now is not the time to talk about that. But the importance of belief in divine providence. But that divine providence is it's an intimate divine providence. Like, what's going on here? Like, Groucho Marx, he said, if I was any closer, I'd be behind you. So, I have an achrayus right now, and that's why I don't have time. And that's how God is with us. So, we try our best to learn Torah together, maybe our paths might cross in real life, but the Baal Shem Tov says wherever your thoughts are, that's where you are. And I do think about all of the people who communicate with us here, and I do care about you, and I do love you all, but I can't make promises that I'll always be there, because I won't always be there. No human being will always be there, but God will always be there. But another point I want to bring out is to give everybody here, everybody who's watching chizuk, encouragement. You all have greatness in you. You all could have a YouTube channel. You all could. These are small things and easy things. You all could publish books on Amazon. We live in such a time that our freedom is so great. The things that our ancestors worked so hard for are so easy right now. And we have to use that liberty that we have now and the abilities that we have now to do great things. And so you want to be a TV star? You have YouTube. You want to be an author? You have the Amazon, the KDP on Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing. And so what if you only sell 20 books? It doesn't cost you anything. You made maybe $10, but you're a published author. It's a copy of your book in the Library of Congress. You're a somebody. But the truth of the matter is, you're a somebody even without that. Without the YouTube, and without the Kindle Direct Publishing, and without a Twitter account, without a Facebook account, you're somebody because God knows you, God loves you, and God cares about you. And with a closeness that there's no closeness like that with any created being in the universe. You know, Martin Luther King used to say, everybody has to have a sense of somebodiness. And that if your lot in life is to be a street sweeper, then sweep streets, you know, like Mozart composed music, and like Rembrandt painted paintings. I love Rembrandt. I know Rav Kook loved Rembrandt too. Like Michelangelo made sculptures. That's what you gotta do. Like Hitchcock made movies, or Orson Welles. But maybe a little bit more ethical than Hitchcock. So anyway, he should have known because his father locked him up in jail for a night to know where bad little boys go. But anyway, that's my answer, and I'm sorry I can't say more. I wish I could. I want to, but I can't. But I do still say I love you, and I do care about you all, each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment. Maybe I don't care about you like I care about my own family. Maybe I don't love you like I love my own family, because we're human beings. We can't do that. But there is this level of V'ahavta l'recha kamocha. It's there. Love thy neighbor. Love the stranger. And love is giving, and this is the best I can give to you, is a little bit of Torah, a little bit of inspiration. Not that it's anything from me. It's all from God. It's God's Torah. I'm just trying to spread it out and share it, and you can do that too. And that's the biggest thing that I want to let you know. You know, you can see on my YouTube channel, the fellow, I was talking to him the other day, Christian fellow, and he talked about how someone came over to him and was talking about how he was feeling suicidal, and just the conversation that they had together, and he feels he saved the other fellow's life. And you know, and when I heard that, I was like, I wish I could do more, but I realized for various reasons it wasn't my place, but it was his place. It was a fellow who, kind of different type of person, and yet he has made so much out of his life and found so much joy and fulfillment and worked hard to make things that he enjoys, and he's just really a source of inspiration for everybody. So thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. We'll see you later. We love you, and keep up keeping on, and know that God loves you and God cares about you. Okay.